Love pets? So do we. Subscribe now to join AnimaLand. Hey, AnimaLand explorers! Do you have a female cat? Well, maybe you've got some questions about her heat cycle. When does it start? What are the most common symptoms? And what can we do to help calm them down during this intense period? In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know about cats and heat. And before we dive in, we want to remind you to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next videos. Let's get to it. All right, both male and female cats have a heat period, but in female cats, this period is much more obvious. Cats typically go into heat between 6 and 10 months of age. Here's a fun fact. Short-haired females usually go into heat earlier than long-haired ones, which can delay their first heat up to 15 months of age. Male cats' heat cycle is different from females because, for starters, it begins later, usually between 8 and 12 months. Unlike female cats, a male cat is ready to mate all year round, but their heat can start when they detect female pheromones and hear their meows. Heat usually appears during the warmer, brighter times of the year, like spring and summer. Their libido tends to decrease in colder weather, but that doesn't mean a male won't react to a female in heat's call during winter, for example. Female cats can go into heat several times during the same period of the year, and this frequency can even increase, appearing every 2 or 3 weeks. It's worth noting that there's no exact rule determining when heat will begin. It depends on various factors like weight, breed, and genetics. It's much more likely for a female cat to go into heat if she's in contact with other cats that are in the same phase. This happens due to the presence of pheromones in the environment, but to truly understand what happens when a female cat goes into heat, it's important to know how their heat cycle works, which is divided into 4 phases. During proestrus, the female cat shows the first signs of heat, even though she might not be fully in heat yet. She might not accept males for mating. This phase can last between 5 and 8 days. It's really important to take precautions during this phase if we want to avoid an unwanted pregnancy. When this period ends, the cat enters estrus and begins to accept males. This is when she's fertile. If she becomes pregnant, the gestation period begins. In this stage, the cat is more susceptible to suffering a false pregnancy. After a few days, she will go through anestrus, which is the period of sexual inactivity that usually lasts between 50 and 95 days. To know if a female cat is in heat, we need to pay attention to her behavior. Unlike female dogs, cats don't bleed during heat, but they will meow desperately, non-stop, which can even sound like a baby crying. Plus, you'll see her start rubbing against everything and everyone, including furniture, showing a much more affectionate attitude. It's also common that if you pet them during this time, they'll position their body as they would to receive a male. When a male cat smells or hears the cries of a female in heat, he'll start showing recognizable signs of being in heat. He'll pick up the scent and become more nervous. He might start staring more intensely and can even begin to tremble with excitement. They can also start urinating in places they normally wouldn't. This is because he's marking his territory to make it clear that the female is his. And this highly territorial attitude of marking places can even make the animal a bit more aggressive towards other males. When you notice your cat, male or female, is in heat, you'll need to pay more attention because they'll need extra affection. Also, if you get distracted, it's likely they'll try to run away from home to find a partner. So, keep a close eye on them. You need to play with your cat and give them more cuddles and attention to help them feel calmer. Cats that don't mate during heat can suffer a lot and develop stress and anxiety. That's why spaying or neutering is the most effective solution if we want to avoid unwanted litters. While not always the case, spaying-neutering usually reduces aggressive behavior and territory marking. There are other techniques that can prevent pregnancy, like vasectomy in males, but this doesn't prevent a male cat from going into heat or trying to get other female cats pregnant. There are some medications and injections that provide chemical sterilization of the animal. This is a temporary method with side effects, and they are not recommended to be done more than once. That's it for today's video. If you have any suggestions for other videos, leave them in the comments. And if you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos. See you next time. Fontes!